This is Contractor Sense with Ruth King.
Welcome to Contractor Sense. Here you discover ideas, tactics, news, and information that matters to your contracting business and you. I'm your host, Ruth King. This episode is sponsored by HVAC Trust Books. Go to hvactrustbooks.com to discover how this tool can help you close more sales. Thank you for joining us. Here is how we will help your business and you today. Let's get rid of paper. So many of us, especially older techs and owners, look at paper as a security blanket. My guest today, Jim Fielder, Business Development Director for Simpro, gives you some easy ways to use software to save some trees. Jim, welcome to Contractor Sense.
Hi, thank you for inviting me over.
My pleasure. I mean, you and I started this discussion about automation and everything along those lines, and you see a lot of contractors who still are on paper and pencil, and we think now in this age of computers and mobile and tablets that everybody's there.
Yes.
They're not, are they?
I find that when I talk to the owners as well as the staff, they're afraid to adopt new technology. They think it's going to disrupt their whole operations, and they're scared to make that move. And I'm telling them, no, it's not that. It's a little homework you have to do up front, but once you get it in place, it's going to show so many efficiencies in so many areas of your operations.
Yeah, but what if the computer crashes? That's what I hear all the time.
Oh, I get that question a lot. And I said that's the beauty of using a cloud-based software, is that even if your systems die at the office, you still have access as long as you can connect to the internet. And that takes the risk out of losing all your data.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because one of my clients lived through Katrina. And the only way they made it through Katrina is they had paper. And so everything is still, even though they have computer software, it's still on paper as backup.
Right. I get all kinds of scenarios, and I keep telling them that there is such redundancy built into these cloud-based platforms that it's called risk averse. You're trying to make sure that data is still there the next day.
Yeah.
And if it's still on paper, what happens if you get a flood? All that paper, everything is lost.
Or a fire.
Or
something along those lines.
Right.
I mean,
Mother Nature, yes.
So explain cloud computing.
Cloud computing is where behind the scenes, all the data that you're entering into the system is being automatically uploaded behind the scenes into the cloud and being stored so that it's available to you 24/7. And able to allow you, the owner, as well as the staff, to operate the business, regardless if there's an outage of power or a problem with computers.
Okay. So from a cloud-based perspective, do we still have to back up every day or not?
No, it's automatic. That's the beauty of using a system like Simpro, is that it's automatically being done behind the scenes.
Okay. So I don't have to worry about my computer got a glitch and, oh my gosh, I've got to download it from backup, and I didn't do backup for a week or a month and discovered that the last good backup was 9 months ago.
Absolutely. That's the old way of running a server-based software, is that, did I do the backup? Did it stick, or did it get corrupted?
Yeah.
All that's taken.
I've seen that.
I have too, and even experienced it in my own business as a contractor. So we have such redundancy built into the cloud platform that it takes all that risk out.
Got it. All right, let's back up for 1 second. So let's talk about your experience as a contractor.
Oh gosh.
How long do we have, right?
Yes.
But you've been one.
Yes, I have for 13 years in the specialty flooring and painting world.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different than HVAC, but not really.
Not really. It's the same, basically, workflows, capturing the same type of data. It's just a different service that I provide.
A different product, too.
Different product.
But basically, I mean, you're still dealing with people to install the product.
Right.
You're still dealing with customers who want service. You're still dealing with customers who want it installed. Yes, it may not be plumbing or it may not be HVAC, but it's still the same way of doing business.
Absolutely. And it's also Did I invoice the customer correctly? And also managing it from my accounts receivable. Am I getting paid on time? Because I was dealing a lot with general contractors on very high-profile projects, and it was all dependent on when they got paid, then I got paid.
Sounds familiar to some of you out there, I'm sure. So, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's absolutely the same thing. And so you went from 13 years doing that into SimPro?
Yes. Actually, I went to work for a couple other software companies and helping them in the construction world. And then I just recently joined SimPro earlier this year.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about SimPro. What's that?
Oh, great question.
All right. I set you up for it. All right. You've got 2 minutes.
SimPro,
can you do it in 2?
Yes, I think I can. If not, I'll just come back later.
Well, after the break, anyway.
That's right. So SimPro is a complete end-to-end job management solution for contractors of any trade that gives them the ability to capture the data from the CRM all the way to managing the life cycle of the job or project, as well as to when the project got completed, did I invoice them, and did I receive payment? So we're the only platform out there as of today that provides this end-to-end job management system. And
it's mainly for commercial more so than residential?
Both.
Is it really for residential
too? For both, yes. And we just partnered up with Square.
Okay.
Last month. We just made the announcement last month. And now our contractors that deal with credit cards can take payment right at the customer site or home.
Good. All right. For those of you who are using Square, you need to be very careful. So if you don't mind, I'm going to do a little thing of what happened to one of my contractors.
Sure.
One of the technicians actually got a Square, put it in the company name and his checking account, so that when the customer made the payment looked like it was going to ABC Heating and Air, but it was going into the technician's checking account.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch. So be very careful. It doesn't matter whether it's Square or whether it's anybody else's field payment system. Make sure that when they are taking payments, that it is going into your checking account.
Good point.
And you're sitting there laughing about it, but
Yes.
That was a lot of money. It's a good thing we caught it in about 2 weeks, because the way they caught it is that they weren't seeing the receivables come in, the credit card payments coming in from the bank.
Well, that's why it's crucial for contractors to put controls in place to monitor all the financial activity. So that, even SimPro has that built in to where you're making sure that money is flowing correctly into the right bank account.
Absolutely, your bank account. And it took them about 2 weeks to find it, because they were very good at procedures and very good at processes. And the owner called a couple of the customers. Oh yeah, we paid. Well, do you have a copy of the receipt? Yeah, sure. Let me just, email, I'll take a picture of it and email it to you. And sure enough, company's name, wrong credit card company. Wrong bank account.
And the contractors I've been talking to, especially the ones that are still on the paper trail, some of their receivables are 60 or 90 days.
Yeah.
And that's why it's crucial to capture that information as quickly as possible.
Yep. All right. When we get back from break, we'll continue the conversation.
Awesome.
And thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. We will be right back. I've seen my clients' salespeople struggle when a customer asks why they should use your company rather than the competition, when your price is higher and you both are proposing the same equipment. I've seen technicians struggle when customers ask them whether they should replace an 18-year-old air conditioner. And most salespeople and technicians never ask the one question that most customers are concerned about, yet never ask. Can I trust you? I found a tool that gives your salespeople and technicians the ammunition to answer this question and more. And the tool works. How do I know? 68% of my clients are using it to increase sales and referrals. What is it? A trust book with your name on it as the author. More details are at hvactrustbooks.com. Warning, there is only one contractor per area that can get these great books. Some areas are already taken. They've gone to my clients. If you want your area and want to have a tool for your salespeople and technicians to increase referrals and sales, then go to hvactrustbooks.com now and reserve your area.
Eliminate costly warranty leak repair headaches. 3 years ago, Ruth King wrote a leak policy letter for one of her clients who was dealing with huge warranty leak issues. When she gave the letter to technicians and trained them on how to use it, warranty leaks went from 0, that's right, 0. Then, she gave the letter to one of her other clients and any contractor who wanted it. The results? The same, 0 warranty leak repairs. The unexpected benefits? An increase in replacement sales. Ruth shares this letter with anyone and everyone who wants it. So, get your sample leak policy letter for free. No strings, no catches, no guarantee of results. Go to hvacchannel.tv or call us at 877-520-4321. Click on the link in the middle of the homepage to get your free leak policy letter. I hope you experience 0 warranty leak repairs and eliminate a major costly headache.
We're back. Thanks for listening to Contractor Sense. I'm speaking with Jim Fielder, who is, I guess, business development all across the U.S.
That's right.
For Simpro now.
That's absolutely right.
So, and Simpro's a end-to-end job management system, which is probably a little bit different. I know there's commercial and residential, but I've seen it more so commercially because I know so many commercial companies don't have a really good job management process.
I think the difference here with Simpro is that it was started by Steve Bradshaw back in 18 years ago in Australia. Mm-hmm. And he was an electrical contractor, and he was trying to grow his business and get more control around all the projects, and this is where the idea was born.
Yeah.
And he has set it up to be customer centric. So all the engineering that's gone into Simpro has come from customers, not some group of engineers in the back office. That's right, thinking what you think you need.
Yeah.
It's actually come from over close to 4,800 clients around the world.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I raise my hand and say, hey, I need this. Can you do this?
Absolutely. And we have a portal where our customers can supply ideas mm-hmm. to what needs to be included in the future. So we're always releasing new updates every 2 weeks. Cool. Behind the scenes.
Very good. All right, let's get back to this paper versus electronic thing, can we?
Sure.
All right. So I'm in a situation where I've been paper, or I may have computer software, but everything is done almost twice for all intents and purposes because of the comfort of paper more so than anything else. So how do you get people off that?
That's a very good question, and it's about giving them some assurance that all that knowledge in their heads and as well as on paper, it can be automated to where all that information is going to be within, say a Simpro system.
Or anybody else's.
Or really. Any other, yeah. It doesn't matter if it's Simpro, but it's all about that paper can get lost. That it keeps... If you get it into a job management system, it keeps those small things or big things from falling through the cracks. I was just in an office this past week, and I just saw a whiteboard and Post-it notes everywhere.
I was just thinking about this. The Post-it note that I put down there to remind me to do this is gets taken off whatever piece of paper it was.
And the office manager, when I was talking to her, I said, I have a better way. And she goes, it is a task every day to remember which Post-it notes I need to work on. And sometimes they get mixed up or lost. Mm-hmm. I go, let's look at a better way to do things.
Yeah.
We'll take your same workflows, your same business rules, and now implement it into a software. And that way you can see visually what is priority to work on, because it's all boils down to customer service, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the little yellow sticky pad is I had to call Mrs. Jones on the phone at 10 o'clock today, and the sticky pad disappeared, and Mrs. Jones gets not a happy camper.
Right. So if your goal is to grow the business, you've got to bring your A game to that customer.
Mm-hmm. And so they can be in the office, they can be mobile, it doesn't matter where they are.
It doesn't matter as long as they're connected to internet, or what's great about Simpro and most other software packages out there is that the techs out in the field, they can still operate even though they've lost connectivity to the mm-hmm. internet.
Yeah, and that's important to be able to do it.
But it's all about bringing efficiencies within your operations and also the administrative side.
Yeah.
In order that everybody, it's bringing transparency to the organization, because in the past, I've seen these contractors buy software just to fix a small problem. And what you now have over the years is you start building silos of data, and these software packages don't talk to each other.
They don't. So I've got data over here, which I have to transfer over to here, which means I have to manually transfer it over to here and transfer it over
So
here.
if you can automate that just to one platform, look at the savings and the time savings of your personnel. And now you can, once you've eliminated this, you can reassign your personnel to do more important tasks.
Oh, come on. What's more important than transferring data? Come on. Let's be real here. So, the reality is taking care of your customers and making sure the jobs go smoothly and things like that.
But more importantly as well is once that job is finished, invoicing them, getting paid. It's all about cash flow. And you
Really?
Yes, and
You
you
sure
talk
about
about
that?
that in your book.
Cash? Why is cash important? I'm just pulling your leg right now more than anything else. So, yeah, it is about cash flow. It's totally about cash flow, positive cash flow, not just cash flow.
In my contracting days, I spent a good portion of it chasing money from these general contractors. And that is tough when you're running a business.
And it's not fun either.
No.
It really and truly is
Nope.
not fun. So it's just like, hey, we did the work. We had an agreement. You said you were going to pay on X. It's time to pay on X.
Right.
And where it really gets bad is with retainage.
Absolutely.
And that's what really gets me. Okay, do they have a CO? Yes. Do they have, is the punch list done? Yes. Where's my check?
Absolutely. It's I did the work. I've documented it, and now it's time for me to be paid.
Yeah. And it really is a situation where I see it really slipping through the cracks is retainage.
But this is how you can solve this, because general contractors know who the weakest subcontractors are, because they're either paper-based or they don't keep good notes. And this is a way to change the game. So where you have all the documentation automatically right at your fingertips, and if there is any problem with payment, you have the ability to pull that information quickly instead of going back through file folders or emails or phone calls. It just makes
there.
business. It's there.
It's there. Okay, here's where you paid on check this and on check this and on check this and date this
Right.
and stuff like that. So it's all there and you don't have to worry about it. And nobody can pull your leg or try to, which is the key.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. In the last minute or so that we have together, where does somebody find you if they want to talk to you about this wonderful job management software?
Well, they can go to our website. It's www.simpro.us. That's SIM as in Mary, PRO.us. And that's a great way to get started. And as soon as you hit that web page, there'll be a little pop-up that says, do you want to talk and learn more about Simpro? And then it's all a matter of just setting up a demo, and we can show you how the Simpro software works.
Okay. So if I got Steve on here at some point, he'd have an Australian accent.
Absolutely.
All right. So I
And-
want his accent rather than yours
And
next
here's
time.
here's the other cool thing is that we have operations all around the world. So depending on what time you call Simpro, we're 6 days by 24. You'll get a different accent.
Oh, goody. We'll have to try that one day. Jim, thanks so much for being with me.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us. Choose one thing that you discovered and implement it in your business. These ideas, tactics, and strategies help you make more money, have more free time, and give back. If you like today's program, spread the word. Please review this podcast on any device you're listening to it on. Help a fellow contractor make more money too. For comments or questions, call me at 770-729-0258 or email ruthking@hvacchannel.tv. Thanks for listening. Have a great and profitable day.